This is your host and real estate coach, Rafael Cortez. You are listening to the REI Wholesaling Podcast, where every week I bring you the real-life case studies and strategies you need to level up your real estate wholesaling business. If you haven't done so yet, go to reiwholesaling.com. Again, that's reiwholesaling.com. Sign up and get free access to your Wholesaling 101 course. This free training teaches you step-by-step everything you need to close your next wholesale deal and start making big money now. Fam, what's up? We are back on the REI Wholesaling Podcast. We have two big players, man. I'm so amazed about what you guys have done over the last 5 years. You guys kicked it off in 2018, all right? Mm-hmm. We have Omari and we have Terone. They're out of Indianapolis. They've done, tens of millions of dollars in flips, in wholesale. I mean, they're doing creative, deals and all that stuff that usually takes a decade for people to get, warmed up to. You guys are done, have done it over the last 5 years, and you've really taken off and running with it. So I'm glad to have you guys on the show. We've talked a lot in the past, in terms of, building the business. But I think beyond that, like the story and where everything kind of starts, right? I think that's the meat and the potatoes of what we're gonna break down here. So glad to have you guys over.
Man, appreciate you for having us, and appreciate you for calling us big players, man. That means something coming from you, big dog.
Bro, you guys are, man. Respect where respect is due. I always say that, right? Yep. I always think that. And you guys, definitely put in the work. I mean, it's only a matter of time, right? If we start walking in any direction, and it's a straight line, like you're gonna get to that direction unless you die on the way over there.
Right.
Like if we're not dead, we still got a shot at things, right?
Absolutely.
And you guys have been walking towards that direction since 2018, 2017, late 17 for you. Yeah. Break it down. Like, how did you guys get started? How did you guys jump into real estate?
I'll start off just a little bit because like that direction that you're talking about, we did a lot of turns off and left turn, wrong turn. All right, get back on trail. But I started in 2018. Actually just listening to different podcasts, stuff like that. Did my first deal with some guys over in Indianapolis, Simple Wholesaling. Shout out to them. Big company out there. I did my first deal with them in 2018. Had my mom just going around like, hey, if you see a vacant property, send me the address. I'll try to search them. Call the guy.
You had your mom driving for dollars?
I had my mom driving for dollars, man. Hey, when she got that $1,000 check, she was like, you want me to go find some more?
There you go. That's where the hustle comes from.
So yeah, man, I got started then. That was my entry into real estate, and kind of I know you started kind of in a different direction. A different order that I did.
Yeah. So in 2017, and as I was just telling you, Rafael too, right here, like this tattoo for me, it's a wing, right? Yeah. And I got 10, 18, 17, so that was the first day that I actually got my flip. And we got it, and looking back, man, it was an easy $30K assignment fee. Yeah. 3-4 week process, flip, $60K, but I ended up losing money on it.
On the flip? Wait,
on the flip. First flip. Lost money.
Walk me through it, yeah.
So my older brother, crazy. Mind you, I didn't know anything about real estate.
Yeah.
Forget wholesaling, real estate. I just knew HGTV and people fix up houses and you can sell them and they look nice.
Yeah.
So my brother, we would watch those shows and I'm like, why don't you do that? And he's like, nah, I think I want to become a realtor. I'm like, yeah, well, you can do that. I'm not doing that. So a few months later, though, he ended up coming back to me, ended up getting a project, start working on that project. I'm over there every day helping him out. I'm going home one day, 3 doors down, I see this house. And it's like just high weeds, and you can barely see it. A small little, cookie cutter house. And I'm like, hey, if I can figure out how to get this house, will you help me flip it? Yeah. And he was like, yeah. I don't think he'd think I was going to pull it off, though. Yeah. Mind you, I don't know anything about real estate. I don't know any terminology. I don't know what an assignment means, nothing. Ended up finding, just got super loud about it, looked up on Craigslist, found the house on the list, and started going through different people. Ended up finding a wholesaler who had it and bought it for me.
So you went to a wholesaler to come in and buy it?
I didn't even know it was called a wholesaler.
Yeah, so you
got this out.
You gave the guy a lead, and then he went in and got it for you, or is that what you're saying?
Well, this is what I was doing. Because I didn't know how to look people up. I was just searching. Yeah. I was just typing it in, just seeing where I could find it at, information about it. Yeah. Somehow I got on Craigslist and seen it a part of this big list. It was like 200 properties on there. And I seen it. I'm like, dang, that's the address right there. Okay, that's a clue. I felt like a whole like private investigator.
Right.
That's how I felt, right? I was on some 007 stuff. So anyway, ended up finding that, and every person I talked to, I was like, let me just go to Saria. Let me just type in like real estate groups. I don't know. And just start asking people. And I'm like, hey, if you can find this house, if anybody know who owns it or can find out, I want to buy it. I want to buy it. And somebody was like, I think I know a guy who might have information about it. Gave me his information. I talked to him. Ended up putting under contract. Hard money loan. Terrible loan. Terrible whole situation. You know what I'm saying? But like looking back, man, it was like super easy. But we lost like 10,000 on it. But that was my first initial start.
So the loss from it came from what, repairs on the property
repairs on the property. Me and
holding
my
it
brother,
way longer than needed.
Me and my brother, he was the lead on it. Me and him, frankly, didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah,
right? He had just kind of was getting to completing his first one and going into this one, so he ain't even went through a full cycle of actually selling a property. And all that stuff, right. So before he started mine, right. So we going in that. We go through inspection. Inspection list is like this, marked up with red ink, and yeah, it killed us, bro. Killed us. Like not having a dryer vent. Just stuff, you know, that you just don't know or just pay attention to. And yeah, it just killed us, bro. It really did. Construction killed us. Inspection killed us. We ended up losing money on it, and it was easy. Like today, I wouldn't even go to the property. Like it was that easy.
Lock it up and sign it. Let's go.
Yeah, like it was a cosmetic update, but you know, it was other things that still needed to be done. But it looked nice when we got done, but man, it took too long. Didn't know how to really work with contractors, just learning everything.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? We don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I mean, all we know is that we have the fire. Like the fire is there, right? We wanna come in and then, you know, do something bigger, do something better, and then we see opportunity. We don't necessarily know what that's gonna look like,
right?
But we recognize it, right? Like, it's okay, cool.
Absolutely.
I don't know the details, but at this point, I don't care. I just want to get in it. Exactly. I want to get in that opportunity.
But that's what we was talking about. Like, I think we was just talking about this a little earlier. Was like, I actually think it's a little bit better. Like when you don't know everything when you starting out, like when you kind of just like failing forward a little bit, even though y'all did lose money, because actually that was my first. Remember I told you I lost money on my first actual deal that I put money up for when I came back from playing basketball overseas and took a L. Same thing. Like I put 10,000 into a lease to own property, and then the contract was due. Yeah. Like the last month that I was done, and the lady was like, "Nah,
not gonna happen.
I'm not extending it. I need the payoff now," and it was like $45,000, and that would have been an easy $40,000 assignment or some stuff like that too. Crazy, but I think failing forward has helped us. You know what I'm saying? I know, after he was done with that, he kind of, found his first wholesale deal as well, and then that next year after that, 2019 is when. We did a couple deals in 2018 together.
We did a decent
amount. We did a decent amount actually. Yeah.
We weren't partners, but we worked together like all 2018.
Yeah.
Like JVing stuff or what?
Yeah, JVing.
Organically though.
He might find a property, I might find a buyer, and then flip. I would find a property, he would find a buyer, and we was doing some deals. And then 2019 came. We said, "Look, man, we damn near need to just go ahead and link up, man. What's your goals? Whatever." And it's crazy because we kind of grew up right around the same area in Indianapolis and never knew each other. But we know all of the same people.
Seriously?
Like nowadays, now it'd be like, damn, bro, you knew. You like, bro, that's crazy. Like literally still happens today.
Yeah.
So 2019 comes and then we fully get into it. So we get into Brent Daniels, TTP, shout out Brent Daniels.
Yeah.
We get into that and we really start catching steam. Like I'm talking about like
50,000.
Yeah. So like once we hit that,
isn't it crazy?
I think one time we was like, this is kind of crazy, but like when Nipsey Hussle died.
Yeah.
It was like I think it was April Fool's. It was April Fool's. It was on April 1st or something like that. And we like, man, we should just do, because the hood where you from in California is called 60s. We was like, we gonna get us a $60K month. Man, that month we end up doing like 70 G's. But I'm like, damn, it's crazy because we like this month is crazy, bro. Like we did 70,000 in a month. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, I was still working a corporate job, and I was making $55,000 a year.
A year, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like that type of stuff right there is when we was like, man, we got to really go. So we started to invest in the systems and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how it evolved into us actually becoming like a partnership.
No, it's and I mean you're saying there's a lot to unpack there, right? First off, going back to the first deal, I think like it's almost a rite of passage.
Yeah.
When we come, across that first deal, I think 90% of the people out there just land. I mean, I landed on my face on the first deal. I held that thing for 6 months, and I didn't lose money just because I paid for. I didn't even leverage it, so I paid cash for the thing. I didn't have a hard. If I had a hard money payment on that thing, I would have lost like $15K.
That's what happened with me.
Yeah. So things like that, but we don't know what we don't know, right? Now the importance of the who, not necessarily how. I don't know if you guys were doing it intentionally or not, but it's another thing that really just shifts your perspective, right? Who can I partner up with? Who can I reach out to? Who knows about this stuff more than I do?
Exactly.
Right? Hell, recently we opened up Market, and that's your guys' backyard. I told one of my guys, hey, reach out to these guys.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it's about the who, the partnering up with people. What are their strengths? And then collaboration. I mean, we drill that. I mean, I think more than anything else.
Absolutely. Right? Collaboration over competition. Like,
collective
where
talents,
I really like hone that in is coming out here to visit y'all.
Yeah.
Coming to Phoenix and seeing. No, serious. I'm dead serious.
Let's talk about that
because
I know what you're thinking.
Hey,
we got to take a second, man, to talk about
that's where, bro. That's when we like. Damn, they all mess with each other like that? Like, they all be like this? Like, we in Brent's office and Pace walked through. Then he is like, hey, y'all need to holler at this dude, Rafael Cortez. Like, oh, really? Who was that? Boom, now we come over here. Now you see Jamil and all those guys. So we like, man, what is going on here? So we actually we've been taking that same vibe, that same collaboration type of mindset back to Indianapolis, and it's been really, really, really helpful for us, man. But I know when we came down here, we was just like, when we left, that was the conversation. The first time that we came here in 2019,
what's going on?
We like, damn, they really mess with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was just a family atmosphere. We easy to raise money, partner, do stuff together, and people are just like, yeah, that's fine, that's right. You want to do it now? You want to hop on the podcast? You want to? Yeah. You need the money? You want me to speak to the attorney? Send the money? Like, it was just so easy. And you guys just have that collaborative spirit just throughout.
Period.
Here. So that's one thing, man. I give real proud because not a lot of cities have that, right? And they aspire to have it, and that's why you get the a lot of different people that's coming up out of here that got a lot of big empires, or, big. Influence in our realm of space, right? The Hughes, the Brent Daniels, the Pace Morbys, the Cody Spurbers, the list go on from here, from Arizona, and we did that, and Terone and I, we kind of started having that more side of it, the brand of it, and start having events and bringing people in and putting hundreds of people in the room and giving them different education and making it light and making it fun and doing mixers, and it's just like. Then it started to kind of become more of a thing.
Exactly.
People in the same room. Then now I start to see certain agents are working. It has nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
But let me ask you one thing. Like, what happens to your guys' deal flow? Right?
Oh.
What happens to your guys' revenue when you put it out there? So it's almost an indirect form of making money. Honestly, you help people win, and these are not new strategies or anything. I mean, they're evergreen principles, right? If you help people get what they want, if you help people, move forward, eventually, like, comes back to you. It's like really definition of karma. To me, it was also mind-boggling when the whole collaboration just kind of started to happen. Because from the space that I was coming in from, I mean, I had my own business. I grew that for 10 years, and it was me kind of like working in my own little silo, not really looking out. I was like, I was in transportation, so I wanted to, all my process is mine. I don't want the competitors to find out and that kind of stuff, right?
Exactly.
I was coming from that, limited background, and I think it was a really big wall that I was fortunate enough to be able to knock down as I came into the space, and we started collaborating. Honestly, just getting in the room with people like the rest of these guys. I mean, we were all on the same page. Like, Brent and I used to compete at for contracts, like back in the day. Same with Steve Trang and all that stuff. So I mean, we would I don't know who these guys were. Like back in 2013, 14, we didn't know each other, right? But we were out there. We were still pursuing contracts and that sort of thing. So we were in it, right? But then we come to a point. Brandon Simmons, actually, He was Dispo, Sean Terry's company. And I was Acquisitions. Yeah. So he calls me one day. He's like, "Hey, bro, I want to put together a group based off of the Go Giver mentality, the Go Giver group." So Go Giver philosophy, right? That's what it said. And
that's
then
a
I was
great
like,
book,
"Oh,
by
that's
the way.
awesome." And in my head, I'm thinking, well, like, shit, I wonder if that's gonna work. I'm game. Let's do it. All right. And I gotta say it. I'm the first skeptic because we haven't like. So what you're telling me is like
we're about to give up all our secrets.
You're telling me that you want to get all the competitors in one room and then ask everybody else, like, what's working for you? What's working for you? What's working for you? And then see what happens? Like, all right.
That's actually wild. Like to think about on the front end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's literally what, like his, the what he had in mind. And so he puts together the Go Giver Mastermind group. And, there's no fee, no anything. There wasn't anything to gain, really, like in terms of, okay, I'm going to go there and then present and pitch my nothing.
Right.
So, just like, fuck it, let's go sit down and have a talk.
Exactly.
And yeah, exactly. So in those meetings, we have, Steve's in there, Pace is in there, Jamil is in there, Brent's in there. That's where we meet. I mean, there's, all these Carls and like we all start going, and then we start sharing, like, hey guys, I had a killer month last month. The campaign that we were using was this. Like, oh, we're doing really good on PPC. Oh, the CRM is this and that. It was like, and then all this like magic starts to happen from within the space, and
everybody just start killing
collaboration. Oh, by the way, I got a deal that I don't know. I need a buyer for.
Right.
Hit me up. Send me that. That kind of stuff. That kind of talk. Start to happen, and then just things kind of
That's
catch
what's
fire
up,
from there.
man.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah. Definitely.
No, but it's awesome, man. It's I mean, you guys are well on your way to making it happen over there. You guys you guys have a giving heart, and I think that's number one.
100%.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's one of the biggest things. and if you're truthful about it and open and honest, like it's gonna come back to you.
Absolutely.
I've never tracked. But I'm sure that I made a shit ton of cash just from being a good human.
Well, that's one of those are some of our those are our biggest deals to date. Really, our referral deals.
Yeah.
People just that know that we in the real estate space. Hey, they know that we good people. That if we do a deal with them, that we gonna split it the right way, etc. Those been our biggest deals, and you got to think that goes with no marketing.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's free. Those are the free deals that you can get. Literally by networking and being in the right rooms and treating people the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And taking pride in that, because that's something we definitely take pride in. Like, we don't screw nobody over. There's nobody in this state of Indiana that can sit out here and say, hey, Terone and Omari over at Legacy Home Buyers, they screwed us over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not out there.
Be a good human, right?
Relationships over money.
It's probably like, and mind you, I feel from not wholesaling, and we had like some investors and different things going on, but really mainly like wholesale deals and just revenue and stuff like that. Like last year we're probably like, which is not like where you guys are at and some of you guys out here, but we're still growing and got things to do. But I don't know, we're a little over like 700,000 or something like that. But I mean, just off of referrals, we have to go back and look, but it got to be 300 of that. Just off referrals.
Because we had the whole slam with our systems.
Of the business,
yeah, remember we was telling you with the systems, with everything with the CRM, and we like, wait, what's going on? So like our stuff that should have been coming off of marketing wasn't coming.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So we wasn't getting a lot of deals off of that. So that's when we was like, okay, let's look at the numbers, and we like, damn, on referrals that much? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy. Yeah.
30s and 40s.
Exactly.
20s, and it's just like
50s.
50s.
Yeah,
we had a couple. We probably had like two.
Yeah, $50,000. Yeah,
that's amazing, man.
Yeah. And that's big. And just so y'all know, and so your listeners know, that's huge in our market. The average deal is like 12.
Yeah,
12.5.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
what,
like
213 average or median price point.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So like, shit, we really ain't dealing with nothing over 250.
Yeah,
ever. Really, you know what I'm saying? ARV wise, for investors, you know what I'm saying?
The buy box,
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, when you think about that, I mean, we did a ton on referrals, man, and that was huge for us. Relationships over money, for sure.
Yeah, no, that's amazing, man. You guys have done a lot over the last 5 years. So walk me through it. You started, I mean, you went to the flip, and then you found wholesaling. And then you went straight to the wholesale, right? And when your mom was driving for dollars, savage. Kudos, big
She
shout out.
live here now, by the way. Shout out Big Rona.
Shout out.
So yeah, we went wholesale. I went wholesale. We started to partner up. I told you. Then we started really running the wholesale up. By the time we get into probably like actually after that month that I was just telling you about. We end up going into buying our first Burr method deal.
Yeah.
So just using the Burr method, and which we didn't even know what the hell we was doing again.
Yeah.
But it worked.
Yeah. I'm
It
picking
worked
up a
well
pattern
for
here.
So we like, wait, you can buy this property and you can refinance. We can refinance back out of it and pull back out 75% of the money that we put into it. So we bought a deal. We bought a condo, which we still own today, for $35,000.
Yeah.
Put 30 something like that, 35,000. Put like 15,000 into this property, went and refinanced it, and they appraised it at 107. So we got back like 78 something thousand or something like that.
Yeah.
And we like, wait a minute, we just made all this money on the.
So
We made like 23 on the.
made 23 on it, and then you kept it, right?
On a refinance.
You kept it on the refi, so you're
Rented
cash
it out.
flowing this thing.
And then
Absolutely.
We rented out for $1,200, over $1,200. Our mortgage is like $300.
$400.
Bro, you're telling me you're cash flowing $850, $900 on that thing?
Exactly.
Wow, and
we
you
made like 25, I think it was.
25K
at the time.
after you cashed. Yeah.
And that, and we didn't know this at the time, but that's fucking. I mean that's tax free.
Yeah.
Because it's on the refinance.
Yeah, it's on the refi.
So, I mean, it was just crazy, bro. Like we was like, all right, let's try to repeat this. So
was that deal in particular? Was that direct to seller?
that was actually a bank owned property.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, how'd you find
It was
though?
REO.
We found it through. We got a guy that we had connect networking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Found a guy. I don't even know how we even found him.
I don't know how we found him.
Anyway, we found a guy that was really heavy into that.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
REOs and auctions and being able to like have those different relationships and stuff. So they would come out and these auctions would have like all of these different cities with all of these different properties
Yeah.
that are gonna go to auctions. So he had more of a back end way of being able to have a relationship and say, hey, in these properties, this is what I'm willing to offer.
Yeah.
And able to beat the auction price. But so we was able to get it before it went to auction.
Yeah.
So we was able to get it, crazy deal, more, not the usual, but just kind of
Right.
being loud and
Yeah.
different opportunities come.
Well,
right?
yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things, right? Like you just got to move in different areas.
Yeah.
When you
Exactly.
go to a networking meeting, if you're sitting there, you're not having conversations, not picking people's brains. It's like
You
might as
just
well stay
being
at
cool.
home.
Yeah, you just there to be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, nobody's cool in real estate.
Exactly, bro. Go and make yourself known. Like, and I feel like people, like, even if you are not that person that's super social, like, you're at a social event. So
Yeah.
everybody in
Be
there is going to be
methodical
social.
if you have to, right?
Yeah, like, just do different things, but definitely go around and talk to people. Like, start getting in front of people, doing things, because that's how we got that property. And not to mention, that was only one deal we did with him. So then we started to wholesale those REOs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That he was sending to us,
Yeah.
and then we bought another one. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
And we still doing business with him today.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
our guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
But that was that, and then we was like, okay, the proof of concept, it worked.
Yeah.
We got a bank. We know what they need. We know what the debt coverage service ratio.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We did it fully, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to hear it on YouTube and have it very vague, but then it's another thing with the experience.
Experience.
And they're like, okay, cool. When you just fell in for it, it's like, oh, I didn't know debt coverage service ratio was a thing. Let me make sure
Yeah.
Exactly.
the rent matches up with how much they're going to allow me to be able to pull out, all of that stuff. And it was just a crazy deal. So
Yeah.
everything just lined up. We didn't have no
Right.
issues.
Yeah.
But it was still good we still had to learn certain things that we didn't know. So then right after that, then we bought a triplex right after that. And
Yep.
we bought like 40 properties, I think, straight after that.
Yep.
Kept moving, forward one, and then reinvesting in the business. right, as you were
Exactly.
going on.
Yeah. And so that was 2019. So we bought that condo, and then we bought a triplex, did the bird method, bird out of that. We really didn't make a ton on the bird because we used hard money to fund it. 2020, we bring on an investor and we buy like 30 to 40 properties that year. So we go from fast, quick wholesale money to now we're buying tons of rental properties with private money. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm seeing the power of partnerships, and
Absolutely.
like this story just keeps coming back.
Absolutely.
From your first deal, I mean, you're talking about your brother, you're talking about your mom, right? Like partnering up with somebody else. A lot of times is like, I don't know. And we see this stuff all the time, right?
Exactly.
Where people just kind of getting their own little silo, like I did when I was doing transportation, and it's like, this is my world. But no, like we go out there and we connect. We have conversations with other people. We see what their interests are, where they want to get to, and what their strengths are. You know, where can we come in and then fill in the voids? Like,
Exactly.
there's gonna be.
how y'all think that we met the man, the myth, the legend right here? Seriously though, like such a relationship that like is invaluable to me. Having somebody like you, like,
Thank you,
I mean,
man.
it's
Thank
crazy,
you.
but that's being able to show up, come, hey, man, I like this dude, man. He like us, he work out, he think he's strong.
Yeah. I'm working on my height too. I'll be tall like you guys next time I see you.
But no, seriously, man, like,
Look how small I look on that screen. Look. I just want to make a point of it. I'm like 70%.
That's hilarious, man. But yeah, invaluable relationships are made like that, man. And once we started to really, run that up, then we started to really get the backlash of that now.
Yeah.
The negative side of it. So we got to moving too fast.
Elaborate.
You know what I'm saying? So what happened was we started to buy all these properties. So like I said, we bought about 30 to 40 properties in 2020. During COVID, all of that stuff, we going crazy. But now we having construction problems. So now we got 10 properties waiting to be refinanced, but only 2 of them are done, and the rest of them are running behind 4 or 5, 6 weeks that turned into a month, that turned into 2 months, because we bought 11 properties all on the same block, right?
Yeah, we got like a block.
Yeah, we have our own.
You bought the neighborhood.
Literally.
You bought the block.
Literally. Hey,
Bro,
literally.
if you bought the block, man,
Yeah.
you got to do something with that.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. We are. And we got like, come to find out, we had just a little story about that. Come to find out, like one of the neighbors to one of the properties on that street was like, hey, who's the owners? Because like I've still been cutting the grass. Like, and we're like, what are you talking about? Our property management company cuts our grass and all that. They're like, no, these lots right here came with those houses too. These aren't my lots.
Are you serious?
So we had like all these lots that now we're gonna do like new builds on and stuff like that as well. So that ended up turning out crazy, man. Crazy.
Wow.
But we started to get that problem with construction. Not only that, with property management.
How'd you find that deal?
Relationships.
Wow.
It's crazy.
A realtor reached out to us.
Yeah.
And we thought it was bullshit, though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. And that's the thing. Some of y'all, like, the condo that we talked about, when I first looked at it, I'm like, this ain't no way. This house is fucking $30,000.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no way. So sometimes we gotta hear those stories like, man, whatever. He got that because he got it. No. We got that deal, man. I looked at it. I'm like, man, this is crazy. But I just kept following it through. I'm like, okay, maybe this is a real thing. I don't know. Yeah, it's turning out to we can close on it. Yeah.
Wait, this is
okay,
it's ours now.
Right.
What?
Yeah,
We bought it cash, dude. Like we was like, hey, we just made 70. Hey, we cashing out on 30,000. Hey, we thought we was doing something.
So
What was the ARV of that property?
Huh?
What was the ARV of that property?
It ended up the 11 units or the
No, the other one. The one who's
Condo.
the first
It
one.
ended
And I
up
feel
coming out
they
at.
prices low too.
Yeah, they did.
Like 120,
Yeah.
125.
Yep.
They gave us about a little bit
107.
less, but yeah, 30,000.
Like our bank today would have for
12,000
sure
to it.
Yeah.
appraised that at like 120, 125 for sure.
Wow.
You know, the bank that we was dealing with back then, they would. I don't know why they would appraise property super
Probably
conservative.
Should have got closer to 35,000, 40,000 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back
Yep.
then.
And then you move on to that 11 property deal?
No. We bought a triplex after that, but we bought those 11 properties the next year. So we was buying little single families here and there, and then this guy came in.
And you're still wholesaling the whole time, right?
No, that's why I'm telling you.
what-
That's what I want to go back to. That I'm gonna do you like this.
You
I'm
got
gonna do you
too
like
good
this.
for wholesale. You got too good for wholesale.
No, seriously. So we get those 11 units. We start doing that now. We buying single family properties too. But that was, just to take it back, that was a relationship to a realtor reached out to us like, hey, I know what you guys are doing. Hey, I went to North Central too. He knew that I played basketball at North Central. That kind of brought it a little bit together because I would talk with him about North Central basketball, like this, which is a high school in Indianapolis that I played at. Purdue basketball, all that stuff. So now we like kind of like tight. Because honestly, and this is something to really. It's kind of crazy that we kind of thought like this, but like, it was this older white guy that owned the properties.
Yeah.
And basically, our property managers back then and our construction management and all that stuff, they was like, man, I don't know if y'all want to let him know that it's y'all buying the properties. So like, really, that seller had talked to our insurance agent, and we could have really went direct.
Yeah.
And got that deal. But, we was like, we rather this white guy that's a realtor that's to represent us.
Yeah.
It's crazy that we felt like doing that.
We don't want to lose.
I don't want to lose a deal.
Yeah.
We bought those for what? 613,000?
No, I think it was 711. Each
711,
like
yeah.
60,000, something like that a piece. They're worth 180
now.
A piece today.
Wow.
So that's a block we're gonna probably never give up.
180 today.
Was the 11 including the extra lots, or was that just like the cherry on top?
No. That was
a cherry on top.
Cherry on top.
Yeah.
Man, what does that look like? I mean, I was gonna ask you guys about perhaps your biggest deal so far. It's one of the questions that I wrote. Is that it, or have you had?
Well, we got a 10 unit that we purchased.
Yeah.
That would make, and we're still finishing up like construction on that. But that, I don't know.
That might be our biggest deal that we bought.
Yeah. What does that look like? Don't hold back on me. Come on.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to think about it because I want to say because they're single family, so it's hard to like say, all right, we got to add 140 to 180 to 130.
But if we do it though, if we do rough numbers, we bought it for 711 times 11 or divided by 11. I think it was like 65 or 67,000.
Yep.
They're at least worth
140 and up.
140 to 180.
Yeah.
Per. So if we just say whatever 150 times 11, whatever, that's over 1.5. We bought it, so that's over 2x definitely for sure.
Yeah. We probably. I think they all together now. When I looked at it like a year ago, they was worth like $2 million altogether.
Yeah.
1.8 or something like that. So
that was then. We ain't really looked at it recently.
Yeah.
So you guys have those on a portfolio? Like you're holding on to them?
Absolutely. We hold on.
Did like the new bills that could
improve. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's amazing, man. I mean, and it all starts with with that one single step, right? What if you would have broken down your like desire to move forward in real estate when that first flip went south, right? It's crazy.
Fell forward.
Yeah, fell forward.
Like I came back. We both came back from losses. I lost. I stopped for a little bit. Yeah. Got into corporate life, and was like, when I was at the corporate job, I used to be in there just with my not even AirPods at the time. I don't even think the AirPods was out yet. Yeah, and I'd be listening to it on listening to podcasts and stuff. I'm like, man, I'm really gonna do this.
I still have those. What are you making? Come on, bro. I'm old school.
I'm not gonna lie. When I see people with those, I'd be like, man, get those wires out of here, man. But no, that's the truth though, man. Like you can't fail and then give up. Like if you fail, then give up. I mean, you might be. I think the book that I'm reading right now. What is it? 3 feet from gold or 4, I can't remember exactly the name, but that gold is possibly right there before you quit.
And sometimes you just feel it, man. Like you can almost smell it. You can't see it, you can't touch it yet, but you know it's there.
The light is right there. It's not even
a door that's in the way. It's like a really thin glass window.
Exactly.
It's right there. Yeah.
So we actually on the wholesale side, I think our biggest deal that we've done was like 50,000.
Yeah.
But we actually might have just picked up what's about to be our biggest wholesale deal ever. Probably.
Well, $50,000 payday is not a bad day.
No, it's not at all. Especially in our market. Like you don't really see those at all. Like it's not. You don't really see them at all.
We had a few of those, but that's probably we didn't hit that marker.
Yeah, we have
a lot of 40.
Yeah.
Under that, more. But I don't think we wholesaled. We done took some stuff down and relisted it, but just straight assignment fee, I think probably 50 is
right.
Yeah.
But since then, over time, we probably, we're at like a little bit over $3.5 million raised.
Yeah. Private money.
Private money. We had that guy in, so we raised $1 million basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we start going crazy with buying all these different properties and stuff like that. But our biggest thing that's still kind of even trickling to today.
Absolutely.
Real, honest, and raw is the people and the systems. We know how to get deals. We know what we're doing. We know our numbers. And we invest a lot into coaching, masterminds, and it's still having the knowledge and the timing, right? It's still timing with knowing what you need to do.
Absolutely.
And I think looking back, that's something that it's dope what we've been able to accomplish. But if we would have slowed down, put the right people and right systems in place.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, I want to step back too, zoom out a little bit, and then just call attention to the fact that you guys have been in it for 5 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's only been, a period of 5 years.
It's crazy. Like when people say that, I'll be like, damn, 5 years?
I mean, but it sounds like, the way that we're talking about it right now, I mean, it almost sounds like, I don't know, like we're 60 years old and then we're talking about the old days when all this was happening. It's like fucking 5 years.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's a relatively short amount of time.
That actually makes me feel a little bit better, Raphael. I'd be like, man, what are we?
You, bro.
I'm like,
we haven't done enough.
Like it's 5 years. Like we've been in it 5 years.
Exactly.
Like, it should be,
bazillionaires.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I should own an island by now. I don't know what you guys are doing with your lives,
man.
But no, it's important to keep that perspective too, right? And I think I mean, we were actually, before we started recording, we were talking about, the time. We were talking about, systemizing everything that we have in place, right? To really, come in and then enjoy more of it, which brings me to the question. I mean, you left your initial strategy, which was wholesaling, then went off and did a bunch of things, did well, did iffy on other ones, and then you said you ended up coming back to it.
Absolutely.
Break that down.
So, and I'll let Omari give his take on it too, but we stopped wholesaling, which was our bread and butter, right? That was making us our fast money, that was keeping us fed, everything. And we started to actually go into rentals. Then we started doing some creative finance stuff. Then we started to do everything. But we was buying from different wholesalers. We would get some direct off of referrals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we stopped our marketing, all of that stuff. We stopped our systems as far as the wholesale went. And so once we start to see these rentals and really the wholesale business as a whole, and I heard Brent say this before, it really is a cash flowing asset.
It is.
Like if you really think about it, people don't look at it like that. The business is a cash flowing asset. Like these rentals, we start looking at them and say, well, I mean, yeah, we're making $1,000 a month off of it, but when that tenant moved out and they tore it up so bad,
we had to put 10,000
back into it. So what is the real cash flow on it? You know what I'm saying? And so
for appreciation,
exactly,
crazy
appreciation market.
California, where you just can put money into it and wait. And
exactly.
Hundreds of thousands. Of
exactly. So that's what made us do this and say, you know what, we need to come back around to this wholesale side. And so we started just wholesaling to like just buyers that like we have built relationships with, private lenders, stuff like that. But just this past year, we was like, no, we got to put the systems back in place. Remember, we came here last year to actually run a wholesale business again, and because of all of the backlash, all of the stuff that was coming, the results of bad work that was done before, bad property management before, that started to affect our year as far as wholesaling last year. You know what I'm saying? Which I think we should have really turned up last year. If we really was just doing wholesaling last year, we would have went crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we would have went crazy. But this year, like this is where we like, hey, we got to circle back and build this out, build this cash flowing business, build this money pit back up. And as we're doing that, now we can go and cherry pick the deals that we want to keep. We could buy the multifamily properties that we want to buy, but also now we know the property management that we need to use. We know the construction guys that we need to use. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So I think that's what really brought us back around to wholesaling and really getting that environment back going.
Yeah, and too, for your audience too, Raphael, I mean, it's like you don't see it. You don't see it at first, right? It's kind of like, right, you'll listen to all these different videos, watch different podcasts, like, oh, this person's doing this person's doing those, this person's flipping. Cool, I want all of that in my portfolio.
Exactly.
It all sounds good, all sounds dope. And here's the thing, even if you're successful at it, that doesn't mean there's something up under here that will pull you back into it.
Right.
And it took time away from our business to go and take wholesaling up here. We got the knowledge. Yeah. We've been doing it. Yeah. We know how to do it. But if I got to go and kick people out the house because I'm having problems with property management, if I have to...
You just lost half a day.
Chase around fucking contractors. Yeah. Because they're supposed to meet me there and they're not, and this and that, and it's halfway done and it was supposed to.
Yeah.
That's taking my time away from actually focusing on what I need to focus on.
Right.
Yep.
So even if you have the knowledge and know how to do it, you still can't do it because you got to go and clean all of this stuff up to get back to square one. We got flips that's on the market. Obviously, everybody know the interest rates went crazy, so it was a lot. We had 3 huge problems at one time.
Exactly.
Working through.
Yeah.
You know, and still doing wholesales though. So for us to still do what we did last year, you know, hindsight is like, dang, we should be kind of happy about it because if we didn't have those problems,
we wouldn't have been crazy.
Be in a different situation.
We're crazy because you got to think about it. Like we thought it was so cool that at one point we like, bro, we own over $10 million in real estate right now.
Yeah.
We was looking at each other like that's crazy.
Yeah.
But then like. Yeah, we like damn.
$1,000 a month.
But once those problems start to creep back in, it's like like he said, you're pulling all your time back into all these bullshit problems, right? When instead of just going and getting a contract, taking that contract, assigning it, making your money, and keeping it moving.
And I think, well, I mean,
I'm just saying, like, and then doing that again with that buyer over and over again because now they know that you're giving them good deals.
The thing is, I mean, if you build that conveyor belt, right, and you know, it's not rocket science, right? Build a conveyor belt. You have that consistency. What really broke your wholesaling business was you guys stopped marketing.
Yeah.
Like
stop the train. I mean, you stop a train, it's hard to get it back up.
Exactly. So you have So you have that you know vessel that's helping your business grow gets cut down. Then you have stuff that's kind of in place, right? But you know if issues come up and whatnot, you have to fine tune and. It really like drops a big weight on your machine, right? But when you go back to it and you're able to systemize and automate a lot of that stuff, and of course you got to have systems in place and the right people in place.
Absolutely.
And it's got to be both. Like if you have great people but your systems are shit, they're like great people may be able to carry you for a while, but they're gonna get tired.
Exactly.
There's no longevity in that.
Yep. No accountability. No camaraderie, no anything.
Exactly. On the same way, if your systems are super solid but your people are not in it, that doesn't work either. You know what I mean? So it's got to be, it's a give and take of both, and it goes to straight into building that level of culture. Bringing everybody in. What's not just in it for. Besides the paycheck, right? People want to make money, right? But I think we're at a stage where people care. If not the same, maybe even more about where they're at. Where they're working. Do they belong to something?
Right.
As opposed to being this number, this employee that's just walking around and being treated like a laptop.
That's huge today. I mean, that's super huge
It is.
Today.
It truly is. And I think, I like the fact that things have shifted that way. I mean, the human element is a big factor that wasn't, really. Even considered, right? I mean, let me put it to you this way. It wasn't a KPI before.
Right.
The second it became a KPI, people started looking at it. Okay, we're all humans here?
Right.
You're right. Maybe we do need to hear about how people feel and what they think. How their life is. You know what I mean? And not just only the money.
What I mean by the KPI stuff, I mean, I don't know do you guys know about the Net Promoter Score? Income. I mean, that's exactly what it is, right? So that ties right into what is your business doing for their the lives of your staff, right?
Exactly.
And I think like that's where when we get that stuff right, man, the freedom just comes back. People will go the extra mile for
above and beyond for you
as employers. Why? Because we're on the same ship. We're all together. You know what I mean?
It felt more like a team, than it is like, hey, I'm just the head coach and I'm telling y'all what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it felt more like, we are actually all on the same team. We all working towards the same goals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One man is no less than the next.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something that's huge that especially for our company, core values, like that's something that's huge. So as we build back up and build our staff back up, that's something that's going to be, we just so happy to go back and do that. It's crazy. It's crazy because
we are, because it's kind of like I don't even know what to compare it to, but it's like it's something, but then you messed it up or you fucked it up, but you I know it though. I know it and I understand it's the same feeling right now when I lost money on a flip.
Yeah.
That's what it does. Right? the feeling that I had when I lost money on the flip, it wasn't like, damn, I lost so much money, it killed me. It was like, okay, I know though. I get it. I understand. It clicks.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm still gonna take action because I kind of know what not to do.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the part of experience going through. That's a part of investing. Into programs like yours. Just investing into mentors who can say, look, dude, I've done that.
You got to cut the learning curve somehow, right?
Absolutely.
I know what you're saying. I see your ambition.
We're going to pay the tax either in time or money, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Like you pick.
Yep.
And I mean sometimes both, right? Like because I paid a lot of dumb tax on doing stuff on my own. I just didn't know, and I was really stubborn. I used to be really stubborn about I can figure this out.
Yeah.
And I kind of grew up with that mentality, right? Of the figure it out mentality. Yeah. But in spaces like this, if you want to move faster and more effective, like you have to tap into people who know better.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I encourage that because that's something even from us starting, we've always done.
Yeah, we have.
And it's not a matter of IQ. Like it doesn't. It's a matter of just experience, right? Somebody's been on that road for a week. Well, you started the road this morning. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing.
They already know.
So I mean, it's just headaches. Do you want to borrow from their experience and save those? I mean, or just go through the pain of
absolutely
the struggles of the whole thing.
It's so funny because some of the stuff that you said, some of the stuff that Brent said, some of the stuff that other people said, we would take it and do it. But we wouldn't do everything, or we wouldn't stick 100% to it, right?
Yeah.
So now, us having a coaching program, right, having mentees, having people that's going through getting their first deal.
Now you get it.
We like, dude, I told you.
Did I not? Did I not line it up?
I like it.
Literally.
Walk through the door. Literally.
Right.
All you had to do.
We got a student, a mentee right now. He just did. No. This is a good story. He literally walked and did every single thing that we told him to do. And it might have been the easiest flip that I've ever walked somebody through.
It's like magic.
And he about to make $70,000 on it.
Yeah.
He already got asking price,
right.
all that.
First down market.
I mean, it's like, bro, just do what we tell you to do. Then we got certain people that they don't listen. It's like,
yeah.
I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm like, dang, maybe that's how Brent feel. I know he don't but maybe I get it. You know what I'm saying?
We come back like, man.
No, and it happens. Like it's just the perspective shifts, right? When you're on the other side of let's say the experience threshold for that particular situation. So if you've done flips and you're coaching somebody who's never done a flip, right? You're gonna see a lot of things that they don't.
Right.
You're gonna think ahead about what's in store for them.
Yep.
Right? It's just
and
they
I think people do
yet, and that's experience. That's all.
I think people do take it sometimes, like, because you just kind of brought that up a little bit. It's like it's not an IQ thing. Doesn't mean that I'm smarter than you, better than you. It's like coming in as that hot freshman playing basketball or football or whatever you playing, but there's this senior that has seen this conference day in, day out for the last 4 years. So he might not be better than you, but he can show you certain stuff that he's like, hey, when we play this school, this is what they gonna get you on.
Yeah,
so make sure you look out for the backdoor cut. You know what I'm saying? Or make sure you could be better than them, talent wise, but they got all the tricks and trades. You know what I'm saying? Because because they've been in the game, they've played it for 4 years.
That and I think we also have that. There's a compound effect to the experience. Like for example, my experience is not all my experience.
Right.
I mean, I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to be in badass rooms with people who know better than me. Right. Smarter people, more experienced people. What do? I borrow that stuff. I bring it back to my world. Right.
Exactly.
And that's an effect of it. So there's so many different things. Right. But at the end of the day, like the moral of the story is find a way to cut the learning curve. Partner up with people. Like don't feel like you have to do it by yourself because you don't. At this point, there's so much opportunity out there. It's more opportunity. I think. Like I really do honestly believe this. That there's more opportunity out there than any group of people can get their hands on.
Oh,
honestly,
absolutely. Nobody has excuses this day. I feel like.
And the thing is too. I think even for me, even this market, what you guys are in, it even shows too. How hot Arizona is, right? People may be like, oh, it's super hot. It's by Cali. Yeah. All of this stuff. You can't get deals there. So many other people there. Yada, yada. people are still coming in here and
getting started.
You got 43 deals off of
since January. Yeah,
so
since January.
That's this first quarter.
And these are deals in this market for buy and hold properties. You know, so and we're getting them at a deep discount. So we have, I mean, again, there's opportunity out there that I wouldn't have done if I hadn't partnered up with the people I did.
See what I'm saying?
I mean, it's just the reality of things.
It's crazy,
right?
bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, everybody does. Like we
Come
all need
full circle, man.
We all need to touch base to reach out. I mean, I fill in gaps that they don't have. They fill in gaps that I don't have, and it's like
it's a lot of limits and beliefs, and you kind of just working through your own shit, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What you think, or you know, that person can, I can't, or not even. You may not even be thinking it exactly.
You know, one thing that happens too. It's we get so comfortable with what we know.
Yeah.
That we think everybody knows it. For example, give me a talent. Give me a talent you have. Something you're really good at.
Yeah.
Don't be modest. Like,
Basketball, me.
All right, there you go. Basketball.
Shit, I basketball me too. I'm damn near.
Nah, man. See,
All
you
right.
starting now.
So I mean, I'm like, I'm like 2 feet tall, right? So I wouldn't, you wouldn't assume that I'm not 2 feet tall, but you wouldn't assume that I can play basketball. I can't play basketball, right? But in your head, like maybe every other tall dude is like, oh, that's a good basketball, match. Maybe that guy's I don't know. It's like,
right.
A guitarist. Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm good at guitar. Like I can do that, right? But a lot of times we get so sucked into our own little world, and we believe that, okay, because
Everybody
I know
just
this,
knows it.
I know the process of wholesaling, I know how to market, I know, how to have conversations with sellers, I know how to dispo. We feel like everybody else knows how to do that stuff. And the reality is, like, somebody may be really good at fucking acquisitions, and then you have the dispo element.
Exactly.
Like, boom, that's a click. You know what I mean?
Bro, we were just talking to Brent about this. You know how many people don't know about wholesaling real estate? Like, still, like, as much as money has been made in wholesale, I go to places sometimes and they're like, what do you do too? I'm like, well, we do this, we do wholesale real estate. And they like, what is that? And I'm like,
it's illegal.
How have you not heard of it? It's 100% legal. That's crazy, because that was somebody had told me that. Matter of fact, when I had my mom going out to see properties, one of her friends, who was her insurance agent at the time, was like, tell your son that he can't be doing that. That's illegal. Yeah. So she came to me and was like, that's illegal to you. You can't be doing that. I was like, what? No. I'm hearing people in Indianapolis just doing it right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm listening to right now on the podcast. And so I'm like, Mama, just send me the property. Let me handle the rest.
There's about 80 criminals in a meetup right now. You want to go over there? Let's go check them out.
Exactly. They got a room full of criminals over there.
Again, like, we don't know what we don't know, right? And then sometimes we just, read the headline of the story, and we take that as truth. Yeah. And there's so much more to it.
Absolutely.
I mean, you have tenacity behind it. You have to do things right. You have to. One of the other stigmas that I think wholesaling has, and you guys have broken through this in a wonderful way, is that the hustle of it. Like, wholesaling is always a hustle. It's like, no, we have to hustle.
Yeah.
And it can't be systemized. Like, like if you look at most wholesale operations, they're hustle operations, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we start getting intentional about dialing stuff in, and then you plug people in, and you start, rolling out. Think, even if you want it, like, if you will, think corporate processes. If you roll in KPIs, you're rolling standard operating procedures. A lot of stuff I think that I roll out in my businesses now, I picked up from the fire department.
Right.
SOPs. I have SOPs for everything. Shit, I have SOPs for my garage.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, all right, cool. In my house, if this thing is there, like, my son automatically has to see it, and then his thing is like, he's got to put it back over there. Like, just little things, but it's ways of doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then we roll that into the businesses and get more methodical about things. Not because of OCD or anything like that, but because if you have that in place, you have accountability.
Yeah.
Right? You have accountability. You don't have to be there breathing down your team's neck.
Exactly.
For stuff to get done and perform. Now, you lay off their back, they get to perform, and do their talents, way better than when we're on top of people.
Right.
And everybody just lives happier, man.
To me, that's what makes it a business. Like, I feel like a lot of people, when they on the hustle side of it, they see it kind of as a side hustle.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it a real business. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you start to implement SOPs and systems, and man, like now you're talking about a real business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Something you can scale.
And it's okay. Don't get me wrong. Like it's actually, I think it's the way to start. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
We start
For sure.
off, you know, with the hustle mentality. You know, a couple hours a day, and you know, do whatever we can during that time, right?
Exactly.
But there's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't be able to transition into this space.
Absolutely.
We're doing $50,000 deals,
Right.
from referrals on a regular basis, right? And then buying blocks and shit. So, well, like it's amazing, man. It's a beautiful thing to want to see happen within a period of 5 years.
Absolutely.
Right. And it's not without merit, man. Like the work that you guys put in. For sure. I know that firsthand because I've talked to you guys a bunch of times before in terms of, you know, so it's the tenacity and all that has to be there. It's got to be part of it, right? But it can be turned into this you know, operation that gives you the freedom also to enjoy all that cash.
Absolutely.
Because I think, you know, Phil, you know, that's for us, even dialing that in even more than they are. So that, you know, Terone and I, we got a podcast as well.
Yeah. What's the name of
it? In interview as well. Right?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Put me on the hot spot.
It's called Moguls in the Making, so you can find it everywhere, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, all of that stuff, wherever you want to
Moguls in the
subscribe.
Making.
Please go subscribe.
Please go subscribe. Help us. We just started now. We just started it. Our next one is like, you know, the 20th episode. Right.
Nice.
But we got a lot of, it's just an entrepreneurship podcast talking about the stories of, you know, different entrepreneurs and how they got there. So, yeah, you know, that's what we want to focus and spend more time on. Be loud there, and it'll, you know, help us bring different opportunities to us, and be able to do other things. You know what I mean? But being able to set this up, and the thing that I love about wholesale too, the thing I love about it is the fact that once you are in a position, as you are wholesaling and you keeping this cash going, you are able to cherry pick the easy flips that you along.
Right.
Yeah.
Like our condo that we got.
Yeah.
It was stupid easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
first to seller gives you so much power.
Exactly.
Like it really does.
It does.
If you like Airbnbs, you can do that.
Right.
You can pick up a few a year. You can pick up a few flips a year through your wholesaling business.
Not only that,
when people frown upon wholesaling, I get a kick out of it because it's I feel like it's an ego problem.
Yeah.
It's got to be an ego problem because you know it's not a common sense, like it can't be a common sense problem because the thing makes sense.
Right.
You know, it's like it's got to be an ego problem. Like no, I'm above wholesaling, you know, type of stuff. But it's really one of the best models out there, dude.
Absolutely.
I'm a fucking psychologist and I still rather wholesale all day long. You know,
I love things, and that's why we had a podcast as well. But I love things that you can do, and it gives you a lot of different avenues.
Yeah.
Wholesaling is a triple threat. When you first get into wholesaling, you look at it as just this.
Absolutely.
Money.
Yeah.
But once you start to say, okay, this is systemized, let me touch into flipping. Maybe
let's bolt on another piece.
Yeah.
Add different Airbnb, flip, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can still actually do this from the business.
Yeah,
100%.
Like I know a dude.
You can make a few $100,000 outside of your normal wholesale stuff, and this is all adding to your bottom line, and you're not even changing your marketing.
Exactly.
Right.
You're just able to say, instead of wholesaling this one, I'm just gonna take the foot. This is a home run.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just do this one and keep it moving. So
I think I know a dude. I think and just to keep it even broader than that, like I think it's a business that allows you to do the things that you love. Right. So like you may not want to be in real estate. That might not be your thing, but you might want to build a music group.
There's so many
entertainment group.
Ways to
but
play
you can
in real
use
estate,
this money to build. Like I know a guy that was wholesaling in LA. He was becoming a rapper at the time, but he couldn't get his music out there. He couldn't pay for studio sessions. He couldn't do it. So he was wholesaling real estate and using that money to go and pay for studio sessions.
Yeah.
To get himself into the right rooms. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is out there that y'all trying to do, it might be that you want to do a restaurant, you know, or something like that, or like that's your dream. But this business provides the capital to do that. You know what I'm saying? If you really put it have it as a business, and then you can hire one of the biggest wholesaling companies in our city, like. The guy that owns it doesn't even run anymore. He hired a CEO, and he's not even there. But he goes and does. His name is Brett Snodgrass. He goes and does. Shout out Brett. We both did our first deal, wholesale deals with him.
Nice.
But he goes out and does missions.
Yeah.
So that was his passion, is to get out and do missions. So he used this wholesale business to build it up and get to doing 300 deals or so a year in order for him to be able to get out of the business and go and do what he really was passionate about, which was doing like younger boys and girls missions, with his church. And I'm like,
people about God,
exactly, like that's so dope.
A men's group,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
and they'll go like dope
different countries,
spots,
stuff like that.
It's a great vehicle,
man.
Stuff like that. So.
Exactly. Use it as a vehicle if this is not what. But one thing for sure and two things for certain, you can build that wealth up in real estate. So it's hard to get. To me, once we got in, I'm like, it's hard to not invest it back into real estate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like a lot of stuff that I want to do too, but this over here is building up some.
It's easy to
well.
get sidetracked and start doing other stuff. But at the end of the day, like if we have a good grip on like the ultimate vision, right? Where where we want to be in 3 years or 5 years or whatnot, and it's a good solid vision. We have a good solid grip on that. Yeah, we can take directed action towards that. You know what I mean? Okay, does this make sense? Does this shiny object over here? Because I've looked at so many different things, and I've been like so close at tapping into other projects that look so sexy, but at the end of the day, it's like it doesn't line up with that. You know what I mean? But like I have the freedom and the ability to choose because I have the vehicle.
Exactly.
That
makes sense.
You got that vehicle.
100%, man.
So I think for us, we want to continue to have that vehicle. Help fund the brand, which is our podcast. Let that have
and our real estate community.
Our real estate community. Continue to grow that. Help people as you guys have helped us and stuff like that. Keep that go-giver mentality.
Keep the love going, man.
Absolutely.
And then build that. Have other different programs, different things, events, whatever, and take that money and start to get into bigger multifamily.
Right. Absolutely.
Over. We'll do a couple flips a year and new builds that pretty shit that people want to come through and look at, but. That's kind of the model, that we kind of coming back now, and we want to have properties in B areas and stuff like that where you can maybe do an Airbnb or have a better type of tenant just for us, I don't want to be managing rentals that
much. One of the things that I don't know that hit me was the minute I got proud, I felt proud about wholesaling. My whole outcome, my whole perspective on wholesaling changed.
For real?
Like, for reals. Like, fuck yeah, I'm wholesaling. Like, I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Like nobody can negotiate like deals like we do. Like not everyone.
I say that all, I don't want to say
nobody.
I
don't want to say nobody. Like, not everybody can negotiate deals like this. Yeah. I can swing a hammer. No, like not dissing flippers, but I can swing a hammer all day long. But to have the negotiation skills, the marketing skills, and all that stuff. The minute we become proud about what we're doing, I think everything changes. I think like the exactly. I mean, like. So I don't know. To me, that was a big thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, again, it's proud of you guys. So proud of you guys. It's amazing what you guys are doing for 5 years, and you're on the fast track, really.
Man,
so if somebody wants to get a hold of you, maybe pick your guys' brains. I know you guys do meetups and you guys do events and have a big network. How can somebody reach out to you? Where's the best place to find you guys?
They can find me on Instagram at legacy_TEE. They can also obviously watch our podcast, Moguls in the Making, which is on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, everywhere you can find a podcast.
Nice.
But they can also reach out to us, by email. Anybody that's interested in investing in the Indianapolis market can definitely reach out to us. It's Terone, Terone, at lhbnd.com. Reach out to me. I always, get back to people. It maybe not right away, but I'll definitely get back to you, especially if you're interested in the Indianapolis market, because we feel like we are vets there now.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, we are for sure. We put our time in, we can say that, wholeheartedly. And me, it's _bag_O. I'm a little bit more saucy than T over here.
No, he's not.
You know what I mean?
Don't let him lie to y'all.
To say that I'm a little but that's where you can find me on Instagram. And, you can, my email is omari.heflin, omari.heflin@lhbnd.com. But, so you can email me, but, you can really message us on Instagram as well, too.
Yes.
We also help people, individuals. Some people may not want to do all of this stuff. And it's another thing, too. Like, some people have different lives. They have different goals. And they may have their own business that they're already running, but they know that they kind of want to invest in real estate, they have money that's sitting in their account, they really don't know what to do with. You know, we help people, you know, actually make double-digit returns in real estate with
Absolutely.
us.
That's
Partnering
huge.
with us, doing
That's
different
huge.
things like that. So, you know, if you're interested in investing in the Indianapolis market, whether you invest with us in our company or whether you know, just want to buy your own deals, kind of get your feet going, you know, just shoot us a message. Definitely follow us there. You can find us on Facebook, Moguls in the Making. Just type in Moguls in the Making, YouTube there. Most of that stuff you can find our podcast.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that's how you can get a hold of
Fire, man. Fire.
Hey, I want to say I appreciate you for having us on. I want to say
course,
I
man. My
appreciate
pleasure.
you for everything that you've taught us. And as we continue to build our relationship, man, we just happy to, you know, be around somebody that's just so giving and so forgiving, man. So we appreciate everything that you've done for us too, Raphael, for real.
Thank you so much, guys. My pleasure. My pleasure.
Absolutely.
Happy to do it. But yeah, amazing conversation, amazing podcast. We're gonna drop all the links and everything on the show notes. So
Okay.
make sure to catch them. Follow them. I mean, have pick their brain. They're like you don't have this level of talent just being, you know, giving every single day, right? So if you're listening to the show, reach out to these guys. If you're not following them, follow them. They put up a lot of content. They know what they're talking about. They've done the work, dug the trenches, and I mean, you're excelling. You're doing great stuff
Appreciate
out there, and moving quick. So
Grateful. Appreciate it.
so great to have you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fam, love you all. Stay focused. You got this.
Let's get it.
Fam, thank you for listening. Every week I bring you the real, the raw, the mindset, the case studies, and the strategies you need to build your own successful real estate wholesaling business. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and don't miss out on real life experience and information that can make you millions. It's time to join the ranks of successful wholesalers and real estate entrepreneurs like the one you just heard, and take advantage of one of the biggest opportunities that we have in our lifetime to generate wealth. So go to reiwholesaling.com. Head over to my website, again, that's reiwholesaling.com, and learn how to make big profits, make big money by finding, negotiating, and closing wholesale deals from your own backyard. You've heard the stories, seen the case studies, stop thinking about it, it's time to write your own. Again, head over to reiwholesaling.com, click on coaching program, book a discovery call, have a conversation with my team, and you might get an invitation to join hundreds of students throughout the country who are leveling up on a daily basis. The writing is on the wall. Hustle is a season. It's not a business strategy. Take action, start building a sustainable and scalable real estate wholesaling business, and join the coaching program today. I will catch you guys on the next one. Talk to you soon. Stay focused. You got this.